guys, this is Pagio and I'm here for you just to tell you a new guide. I have decided to make a new guide series about this game. I have to say that I'm not so good in editing videos, so this will be like a stream, but it's only a video, a guide, a recording. I have said those things in my streams many and many times, but here is a guide especially for those things that you need to know about the game. The reason I'm making these guides is because I don't want beginners or medium players to do the mistakes we have done when we start the game. Okay, because the game has limited resources, as you know, Iron Knights, Sands of Time, and you have to be careful not to waste those resources, those currencies, and to use them wisely. This is why I'm making this video, this series, and my goal is to help you and so you can have a smooth experience in the game. My first video today, this guide, is about characters. Okay, LOTB, Legacy of the Beast, is a game, a turn-based game. Okay, if we move to the game and we will see the gameplay, we will see that we have two kinds of characters. Okay, we have the Eddies here, that they are like our leaders, and we have the allies, that they are all the characters that they help us in the game. So we have two kinds of troopers. In each team we use one leader and mostly three troopers. In some cases we use only two. The cases we use only two is when we go on here to do the storyline, okay, or in the skull quests. In the skull quests you can see here that we only use two characters. So those kinds of characters belong to five different categories. They are the warriors, those with the axe here, the red ones. They are the sentinels, that they are with this green shield. They are the magus characters, that we are with this blue flame. They are the gunner characters, that they are with the yellow bullet, and finally they are the assassins, that they are with these purple swords. Okay, the roles of those characters differs in the game. We have a little guide here that shows you, if we enter here, mostly which one class affinity, which one is better in fighting other classes. This is not 100% accurate. Okay, mostly gunners and assassins are the most powerful characters in the game, especially assassins. The problem is when you need in all those teams to remove their effects so they will be vulnerable and you can kill them. Okay, this is not a guide 100%, but it's something that maybe it might help you. Okay, in many places in this game we have some restrictions, like in dungeons. In dungeons, where you can find them here in the time rift, and you need some keys to unlock them. Keys you can buy from here, and you can see the frontier dungeons all here. Okay, for those ones they have some restrictions. Here, for example, in the samurai, it says that requires only warrior classes characters. Here in the power slave requires only sentinel. Here in the mystic, okay, they don't say it. It's only, I think it's only magus characters, etc., etc. Okay, if you want some help about this, you can go to the Book of Souls and you will tap to Compendium. If it not crashes, I will be happy. Yes, here you can see all the frontier dungeons in the Compendium, and if you click in each one, you will see the restrictions and how you can fight. Only gunner and assassin characters that naturally drop as a 3-star or lower who can enter this quest. Any level 1 to 100, etc. etc. So, these are some, this is an introduction about what we do in the game. Because I find the web page more useful, I will move you to the web page so to show you things about characters. Okay, let's go here. Here is the web page news.maiden /lotb.com, characters, etc. Here we see the characters, all the characters of the game that exist in the game. This is one web page link of the compendium. Okay, total characters 565. What I'm saying now is something that I have learned from my experience. It's not it's not for everyone, and maybe it will not switch for your game. What do I mean? I mean that if you find something that it suits to you, you can choose it and play freely. It's a game, okay? Yeah, it has many parameters. It has many things that you can change in your characters, with your talismans, with everything. Whatever suits to you, it's the best for you. Okay, so what I'm saying here is from my experience, what I have found out in the game, and I'm trying to help you through this. Okay, I don't want to see some comments like, "Oh, this is better," "Oh, this," but okay, there are many things you can do in this game. But what I'm trying to say is to save you time, to save you currency, to save you money. I'm here to help you, and I don't want people to come and say what they think it's better for them. Okay, this is what's better for me, this is what I have learned in the game, and this is what I'm trying to say to you. So, the characters here, as we can see, they are in those 5 categories: allies, eddies, which of them are awakenable, special edition characters, heroic exclusive characters, and also which stars they have, and with which stars they drop. Okay, we can see that we find characters with 3 stars here, like this Eddie. This all those are 3-star characters. 4-star characters they drop as a 4-star characters, like here, and 5-star characters. Okay, the characters that they drop in 1, 2, 3, and 4 stars, they are characters that you can level them up to the next level. The total is the 5-star characters, and when you go, you max them to 100 level, then some of them you can awaken them. Awakening some characters means that they get some extra statistics, they get some extra skills, they have some skills changing and getting better, and they mean that they are going to be better characters than what they actually are. Uh, by my experience, I have found out something. The most important thing on a character is their talismans. Don't go and don't hunt characters. Character hunting is the most expensive thing you can do in this game. Characters come again and again and again and again in the game. They come back, they are in a rotation, you will find them more than 2-3 times in a year on in 2 years. If you are a new player, don't hunt characters. Try to play with the characters you have. I know that some characters are amazing, that some characters are so good in fighting, but you don't have the resources and you will waste your resources trying to to hunt those characters. The most important thing is the talisman set you have, and better if you have their bespoke. Bespoke talismans are some talismans that they are actually made for those characters. I can show this to you here, bespoke cosmic talismans. Okay, Final Frontier Eddy passive. Okay, here you see this talisman effects only activates when equipped to Final Frontier Eddy character. This talisman works only on Final Frontier character and in no one else. So, if you have a good set, first thing, and especially if you have the bespoke, this is the most important thing for a character. Every character without a good set and without also his bespoke is a meat. Is trash, it is not something especially. You need to find out what is the best for your character to get him. I'm not going to talk for talismans now because I will make another tutorial, another guide for talismans. This is a character video, a character guide. Another thing I want to tell you is that I hear complaints from people, I don't have money to level them up, I don't have money to awaken them. Yes, guys, this is a game that needs time. This is a game that I say to all my followers, to all my people, to everyone I know, you have to take your time. Don't expect that you get a character and at the same time you will max him and get him all the awakens, etc. etc. Okay, you need resources, you need money, you need everything. You have to take your time. If I take you back to my game, we were here in Compendium, you will see that even me, that I'm playing 4 years now, I have many characters that they are not awakened. I give them 1, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, and I leave them there. And I'm keeping my resources because resources are really limited in the game and you need to have them. So don't rush in the game. The only way to rush in the game is only if you have a credit card. Okay, if you have a credit card and you want to pay to play, then this video is not, and this guide is not for you. Okay, this video and this guide is only if you want to play without paying so much money to level up your characters. Okay, I am of course in the opinion that we need to support the developers, of course, yes, with a small amount of money every 1 month, 2 months, etc. But it's up to you. Okay. If you want to level your characters, you have to take your time. You see that I have many characters that are not leveled to max, and I have really low characters, low amount of characters that they are awakened full. Okay, most of them were awakened this month because I was running an achievement I wanted to do. Okay, don't rush. Take your time. Wait. Keep your money. Keep your Iron Knights here, and wait until it is the right time to awaken it. Okay. Also, every month we have an evolution event that give you some rewards if you awaken 6 characters. So you can use this awakening 6 characters 6 times and take your path up and up and up. Don't rush. There is no reason to rush in the game. Okay, so going back to our webpage. Sorry. Here. Going back to our web page, these are the characters that they exist in the game. So I see many people asking me those days about what characters to keep, what characters to drop, what is the best character, what is not the best character, etc. etc. Every character from 4 stars and up is good. My recommendation is, because we have the gauntlet, and if you are interested to fight in the gauntlet, my recommendation is to fight in the gauntlet so you can get the free resources it gives you, you need a large amount of characters. At this time that we're speaking, the total here is, I think, in 600. There is a limit of 600 characters that you can have in your inventory, and the total amount of characters that exist in the game are 565. Why we have this range? Because many people, like me, we have some characters double, triple, 4, 5 times, etc. This has to do about the boss fights. If you see people that they have 10 Katrinas, okay, they use them in boss fights. They have many of the same, many copies of the same character because they use them. They have found out that it is useful in bosses, and they use them in bosses, so they don't want to reset all the time and use resets again and again and again. So they take one character many times and they use them in bosses. So every 4 and 5-star character, it is recommended to have at least one of them. The reason is because after 4 level, every character in the game has a passive. With 3-star characters, most of them don't have them. It's up to you, of course, the game is in your hands to decide which character are best to keep and not. For example, I'm not keeping trolls, I'm not keeping rocket dogs, I'm not keeping pyro soldiers, I'm keeping bombers, I'm keeping angels. I don't keep newborns, I don't keep undead rescuers, I don't keep corrupt rescuers. I keep other characters. This is my opinion and my what my experience has shown me in the game. Which characters to keep and which not. You are free to keep every 4-star character and 5-star character you like. Every one of them is good because it has a passive. Passive is means that without hitting any button, this character either helps your group, either helps himself, either makes some negative effects to opponents. Every character that has passive is really useful, and if you want to see this on the game, we can go back and we can see here that this character in his skill has a passive. He has a passive, he has a passive, he has a passive, he has also a fury, but fury is another conversation. If we go to 3-star characters, we will see that many of them don't have passives. Here. Doesn't have passive, he doesn't have a passive, he doesn't have a passive. The most of them don't have passives. So, I have answered about 4-star and 5-star characters. The other question that I'm getting a lot is which 3-star characters should we keep? There isn't actually a guide or something that can help you. I have told you that you must keep characters that they have passives, but there are also some 3-star characters that they have passives, and they are also really good in your game and they help your game. So I recommend them that you can keep them. Another thing or another guide you can follow to which characters, 3-star characters you should keep is if you go, I have made also a guide in PowerPoint. I will show it to you. It's a copy of the game's achievements. What does it mean? That when you run some frontier dungeons, as you have seen before, there are some restrictions. Some dungeons recommend that you use only 3-star characters. So if you don't have some 3-star characters, you can't run them. And this is bad because some events recommend some events requires those dungeons that they use 3-star characters. So you see here that, for example, Baphomet's Bar needs Slaughter Daughter. Slaughter Daughter is a 4-star character. I know this. So there are many achievements here. I have done the most of them. But if you go to my, if you use my guide here, I can show you. I have a guide with all the achievements here. You can, they exist in the game until this time. So if you want to see which 3-star characters you should keep, you can go here to the prequires. What does it mean? Soldier Ready, Gunner, he's a 3-star character. Possessed Rockets, Gunner, 3-star characters. Undead Allied Soldier, no, Soldier Ready is a 4-star, 3 or 4, I don't remember. Undead Allied Soldier is a 3-star gunner. You can check each one of them. Anubis Sentinel is a 3-star character. You can go to the compendium and check the Anubis. We can go back to the 3-star characters. Give it a moment. Okay. Anubis. Here. Sentinel. 3-star character. You need them. You need him. Okay, you need him because... Oh, also Soldier Ready, yes, is a 3-star character. Soldier Ready, 3-star character. Undead Allied Soldier that we have seen here. Undead Allied Soldier, Gunner, is a 3-star character. Possessed Rockets, 3-star character. Also exists in the achievements. Possessed Rockets, Gunner. This is a small tip that will show you which 3-star characters you need to keep. But it's also up to you. Inquisition Archer here in Fallen Fortress, 3-star character. He is here. Okay, this is a small a small tip on how to use the achievements panel to find out which 3-star characters you need to keep. Okay, then it's up to you if you like some characters to keep them. For example, I have found out that really useful for me, it's also the Templar Knight, the warrior, which I like to keep him. He's a 3-star character, he's really good. Here, I like him, I have found him very useful. He has a passive also, okay, but he's a 3-star characters. If we check out other 3-star characters that I might have here, it was the Anubis that we saw before. It is this one, because Trickster, this Trickster, it's required. I'm sorry. Trickster is required in another dungeon to use him. And also, I think Allied Bobbert Boy, 3-star character. This one, Desert Guardian, 3-star character. Festive Weekend, 3-star character, but I keep him because I like him. He has no use. Okay, etc. etc. You see that by the time you will decide which characters to keep and which not to keep. But if you want a guide, especially guide which to keep, I recommend you to follow the achievements. Every character in the achievement is a character that you need to run this one. If you want to make your life easy, you can find all the 3-star characters that they have passives, and also you need them in dungeons, and you can keep them, because if it comes a time that you will need to run this dungeon or another dungeon that has a 3-star restriction, it will help you very much, every character, 3-star character that you have. So, in conclusion, all the 4-star characters, at least one of them. All the 5-star characters, at least one of them. Or if in those categories, if you find that a character is really useful for you for some reason, bosses, dungeons, events, you can have 2 or 3 copies of them. Okay, and especially in 3-star characters, you have to find out which are the best to keep, because you don't want to have garbage characters. After the question, what do I have to do when I finish the achievements? Finishing the achievements doesn't mean that in most categories that you won't need those characters again. Here is the Possessed Rocker 3-star character, okay, with his passive, and here is also the Undead Allied Soldier. I think he hasn't got a passive, but he's useful in the dungeon. Because I keep them, because when in monthly events a dungeon comes that requires those characters, I will use them. Or if I need to run again those dungeons for any reason, I will have my characters ready. This is why I'm keeping those characters, and this is the criteria that I advise you to follow if you want to make a good roster. Those characters, also those 3-star characters, are really useful in Gauntlet. If you run out of characters, you can use them, and I think they will help you a lot. Finally, leveling characters. This is another question. How do I level my characters? I have shown in another video or in another stream that how I do level my characters. Okay, I advised some people to, if they want to make a roster, this is my account and the most characters I got are 100, but you can choose one of the 4-star characters that you want to keep, and you will level them and keep them. Let's do it now. To 80 level 4-star. This is for 4-star characters. This is what it makes my life easier, because here I keep the characters here until I get the proper talismans, and until I get the proper materials to evolve them. Don't see my materials. I'm sure that beginners will find things really hard in leveling characters. What do? I have level when I help new people. I tell them to level 3 or 4 characters just to have a starter roster, and then you see here that I'm leveling my characters by using them either in skull quests, either in dungeons. For example, now we run an LOL event. Okay, LOL is really easy. So I use one good character and 2 characters that I level them up. It doesn't mean that when you get a character, you have to level him up to 100 at the same time. Okay, I'm keeping my characters. I'm not wasting my money or my materials, my currencies, to level them up to 100. I'm using them in events, and I'm using them in dungeons and skull quests. Here, for example, to do the first skull quest of the game, I will choose until the higher levels. I will choose one character that I want to level up, like him, for example. Okay, I will run all my skull quests, except this one, which is really hard. All those run quests, I will run them with this character and one, of course, soldier. Soldier, by soldier I mean those troopers that I have here, those soldiers. Okay, I use him, and I will use this one also. I do this because I level a character slowly and smoothly without wasting my money, without wasting resources, without wasting everything. this is a good way to level up characters. Or, for example, now that we run an LOL event like this one, Lord of the Light, okay, you see here, for example, I have one good character, I have one Eddie, of course, and also I have two characters that I level them up. I mostly don't use their fragments to level them up, their shards. Okay, I prefer to use those characters by level them up one by one in dungeons. If you see, also I have here one of my latest goals in the game. I have here Lucifer. Yes, I'm keeping Lucifer in one level. I want to level him up slowly without wasting my shards and without wasting my money. Okay, I hear really much complaints from people. Guys, take your time in the game. It's a game that needs time. It's a game that needs patience. Don't rush in the game. Because by rushing in the game, you will waste your money, you will waste your resources, and when something comes up as an event that requires one of those, you will complain, I don't have money to do this event. I don't have iron to do this event. Of course you don't have iron. You wasted them. You have to keep them here, a small amount of them in case you need them. It doesn't mean that if you have a resource you have to waste it and spend it all at the same time. Uh, this is my advice. You can do whatever you want, but this is mostly my advice. Also, the last thing I want to tell you is that in some events, uh, and I will say this also when I will make a guide about the events. In some events, you see that they ask about to use some talismans or to use some special characters. Like here, Raven Soldier, it means to use a set of oracles, set of mimic, set of glutinous, set of navigation, etc. What I'm doing, if I don't find that I can use those requirements in my game, in my event, and it makes my life harder, I'm going to a second eddy. Okay, you see here that in events or in dungeons you have 3 spots of eddies. Okay, you can use your primary eddy. Your primary eddy can be whatever you want, whatever you find it's the best of you and your team, of course. So if you don't find that you can use, for example, mimic talismans in your game here, okay, you can use an eddy as a second with those talismans, and this is counting in the event. Also, if the event asks, for example, to use killer's eddy, it doesn't mean that you have to use this killer's eddy as your primary eddy. It means that you have to carry him as a second or as a third with you just to do the event or to do the achievement. For example, in Power Slave Dungeon, it asks from you to run those dungeons with Mummy Eddie here and with Pharaoh Eddie here 300 times. It doesn't mean that this 300 times, has to be run by this one as a primary, as your leader, Eddie. You can use it as a second and you can use it as a third. I have done this achievement with this way. I had those two as a second and as a third, and I have finished my achievements. Uh, Another thing I will show you now, just for to take an idea, and I will make another video about it, is about the talismans that I have told you before. Talismans is a huge thing in this game. Without talismans, you can't play this game. So simple. You can't play this game with some talismans. We will talk about talismans, but the only thing I want to show you is how to recognize which talismans you must choose in your character. Your character here uses magic damage. So you have to use talismans that they use magic damage. Of course, there are some restrictions as you see here, that you must use a blue talisman here, especially here, but in the other slots or in those slots you must use characters that they do magic damage. So now we know that the Grim Reaper Eddie uses magic damage here. Merlin Eddie here also uses magic damage. Let's see this one. He uses random damage. He uses true damage. He uses magic damage. No one is using physical damage? Come on. He uses physical damage. So your talismans have to be based on the... let's see, where's here he's... Okay. Your talismans must use attack. This is the physical damage of the game. Okay, this is how you recognize your characters, how you dress up your characters. So, guys, I don't think we have anything else to say about the characters. If you want, I advise you to use the compendium all the time. I advise you to use the web page I have showed you. It has many information. If we go back there, it has many information about the characters. You can click in each character and see him, what the talisman slots are and what is his passive. Okay, this is the Damn Templar Knight I have shown you that I use. You can see the demon spawn here. Okay, he has a passive also. You can keep him if you like. Okay, nothing is 100% from what I'm telling you. You have to choose wisely what is the best thing for you. My experience showed me these things that I'm telling you now. Everything else, it's up to you. And if you have any further questions, of course you can ask me, of course you can reply in my video, and of course you can send me a message in my social media and in my links that I have. So, that's all about characters. Don't rush, take your time. I have showed you the way to choose the 3-star characters you need. I recommend you keep one of each of 4-star characters and 5-star characters, and this is what will take you in the game slowly, wisely, and smoothly. This is what you need to know. So, this is the end of this guide. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, my followers. If you want to help me, I will appreciate if you follow my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel, which I'm trying also to help newbies and medium players. Thank you very much for everything. This is Pagio, and until next time, take care, guys.